What is up, local Jester? It is another beautiful morning in the LCU. Sweet Teas, Robin Glammy. We got our intern Abby in her first little bit of drama. And fucking Fat Camp, White Owl almost got invited. We're getting into all this shit tonight. Let's fucking get it.
Step up! Step up! Paint on the grill! Sour power! Ultra! Let the chaos out! Got a phone made of screenshots, crowd made of bad takes. Scroll through the circus, watch the ego quake. We poke, we prod, we laugh, we gasp. If you brought thin skin, better log off fast. Welcome to LOL Cow Jester, where the wrong crowd feels so right. Jester's privilege, baby, we're dancing on that line tonight. Sour power, ultra in the spotlight, spilling tea that you can't unsee. LOL Cow Jester forever. If you're here, you're clowning with me. Woo! Tiptoe on the tightrope, spicy in the group chat. One too many.
Welcome, Local Rebellions. This is Local Jester. How is it going? How is it going? We got you here. Thank you very much.
Timeline, it's part of the show. Welcome to
Hey, and we got Kick up as well. Hello, Kick. How's it going today?
How feels so right. Jester's privilege, baby, we're dancing on that line tonight. Sour power, ultra in the spotlight, spilling tea that you can't unsee. LOL Cow Jester forever. If you're here, you're clowning with me. Mask on, mic hot, pull up.
Oh.
Don't pretend it's fun, it's filth, it's foolish, and it's all up in the end. Hey! Hey! Hey!
Good morning, local Jester. What is up? What is up, you beautiful people? It is a new fucking week. We got it's a new fucking month. We got Sour Power here. What's up, Sour Power?
Oh, yeah.
We're
How is
still
it
on the
going?
fucking circuit.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
man,
Good
we're
morning.
still on the fucking good morning. We're still in the circuit. It's March. We're starting off our first stream of the week, and we're ready to get into it. A lot of shit's happened. What's up, Sour? You got something to say?
I was just giving you the big old guns for the new month.
Yeah, man. We're still here. I saw Lila Hope Fire's live, but I mean, if they're not, we'll gladly take her. I don't see Luna in their studio. But there's a lot of interesting things that's happened today. I'll give you the little choice here, Sour Power. Do you want to get into some more fun or more deep shit off the rip?
I'm thinking probably makes sense to start with a little bit of deep shit, and then we'll get into a little bit of fun. But we want to
Alright.
get right into it for sure.
All right. So getting into some of the deep shit. I was gonna I want to start off with the sweet tea stuff. I know that Sour, you put a bunch of stuff in there for the whole sweet tea situation, but I feel like everyone's going to be giving their opinions on that. I want to give my opinion on something that Jester's a little bit more close to, more related to. Did you see that our intern Abby got into a little bit of her first LCU drama, I would say?
Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking at the chat here. So if you want to just talk for one more minute, because I see that there's some stuff with fire here. So I'm addressing that real quick.
All right, sounds good. I will. Okay, I think Yep.
Go
Lila's
ahead.
still in there, so I hope
Yeah. So they're just
live,
searching
but
for
if they're
someone right
not-
now. So
Yeah. If they're not, then we're still gonna keep going. Lila, If you're watching, feel free to hop up here until you get your shit sorted. We'd love to have you. But yeah, like I was saying, going back to the whole Abby situation, she got into her own little drama. Apparently, Yo Mama and her got into like a VC, and she didn't realize it was live. And I think she's quickly learning the good old don't say what you won't say publicly in private, especially when Yo Mama joins the fucking VCs, because half the time that motherfucker's live. He don't respect the rules at all. Oh my god.
100%. Now, that being said, before we get into it too much, I do want to welcome our audience today. Of course, there is Evan, Classy PB, Jamie Lynn, 1915. We've got Gidgy in the chat, bright and early, Cat Lady, Ice Coffee Girl, and Damn Danny as well. Hello, everyone. Hello. But yeah, it's always tough. Now, I do this for work as well. Like, if I'm going to put someone on speakerphone, I let them know right away, just because it's like, look, you never know what someone's going to say, whether it's business things or whatever else, or personal, whatever. So I always try to let people know ahead of time, like, hey, you're on live, or, you know, in the case of work, you'd be like, hey, I got you on speakerphone. And if they're like, oh, okay, I don't want to say anything, at least they know right up front.
Right.
I don't know if it's, you know, when it comes here, if it's on you to know if you're live or not, but I don't even know if it ended up being a live studio. I've never heard whether it was actually in a live studio. It was like a side VC where it got pulled in. But yeah, you always got to ask.
I was actually watching Pit as it happened, and like I was scrolling on the local Discord. I think Yo Mama private called her. I don't even think they were in the Discord. I think he private called her, and then like she didn't even realize he was live. But I mean, honestly, we're gonna get into all of this. We're gonna get into all this drama because I want to talk about it. I think Sour wants to talk about it. I gathered quite a few good old clips starting from the beginning of this whole good old drama. So Sour, let me know when you are ready to go, and we can start playing this.
We are ready to go.
And once we get past this, we can get into our goals for today, what we want to do today, and all the fun things we're gonna do. All right, let's go.
Yeah, I got you up.
I didn't see that you were. Sorry, I didn't see you were in here. I was confused.
I want to congratulate you. You got a new show, right?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So what show are you doing now?
I'm on Fire now.
You're on Fire? Oh, congratulations.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Now I gotta ask you, how bored were you when you were with Zyly?
I was more.
Wait, can I just stop it off the rip though, Sour?
Yeah.
Yo Mama is like, he knows what he's doing, bruh. That bait, I think he knew that she didn't even know he was live. Cause they hopped in a private call. Yo Mama just like, look at like, nah, bro, just look at his face. Look at his face.
Scared that.
Nah, bro. Yo Mama, you playing too much, bro. You playing too much. But all right, no.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep running this clip.
Anything. Zyly scares me. I wouldn't say I was bored. She scares me. She reminds me of my mom. And my mom is mean.
Yeah.
So.
She just screams.
Yeah, a lot. She's very intimidating. And it was just a very large audience. I've never done anything like that. So
yeah,
there's very high expectations.
Yeah, because I was like you're so talented and you're really good. I mean, you came on here and we was watching clips and shit. It was really fun. It was funny, and you know, I let you go a lot. And that's the thing about like a lot of hosts, like especially like people new. Like when you say stuff, you got to kind of be like, okay, you go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of didn't do that with you. She kind of like just bad.
No.
And then
she told me.
You have anything you want to say about this, Sour, or do you want me to go first?
I mean, I will say, at least in Abby's voice, you could tell that like she didn't realize she was live, because obviously she'd be talking quite a bit more animated than that, right, on the show. So I would say at least you'd be able to tell that she doesn't realize she's on a show, right, for all of this.
Yeah, I'll say, you know, like. Looking at this, like from the first day, like when she was put on Reaper, like I told her, I was like, this is a big opportunity, make the best of it. You know, I gave her that good old speech. But at the same time, she went live, and like it's two big players in on on a live stream, right? Like that talk and already have a structure and already have their kind of flow. They've been building it for months. And then when you put an intern in there, like, it messes with the whole flow. And, sometimes, you put an intern somewhere and they're easy to match. We're going to get into it later. Josh, for like the 5th or 6th time that like this in the last couple of weeks is put some slide dogs at Jester. I have a clip of that as well.
We have Glammy in the chat saying, I don't think it was a private call because she said, I didn't realize you were in here. And Jamie Lynn says Zylie scares her. WTH. I mean, you have to remember that Zylie definitely has, she's very forward personality. So someone that's not used to that or someone that has someone that's very like that, like I can get it. I personally would say I'm not scared by Zylie per se, but like, she gets fired up. So I could understand a host that's not expecting it, maybe just being, I think it's more nervous than anything, right? Because you're stacking being on a new show, a big show, and with someone that's been doing it for a very long time. I could understand having a little bit of nerves or whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, let's keep running with this clip because I'm pretty sure it's going to get to the meat and potatoes very shortly of what I wanted to see. So, a second.
That I needed to like force myself into a conversation, and I was like, okay, cool. Because I'm not like that. It's like the way I looked at it is when you go to like a new person's house and you're like, it's a new friend, you don't just help yourself to their fridge. You don't just like walk with muddy shoes all over their house. Like you build a relationship and then eventually it turns into like, go get whatever you want out the fridge. You use my shit like this. My house is your house. I did not feel like that in Reapers. I still felt like I needed permission to do anything. I was talked over a lot.
You were talked over a lot. And see, that's why, and I want to say this, Abby, that's why she doesn't want to work with strong men like me or even a Tommy C type. She doesn't want to work with strong men. And you know what? That's the problem with Keemstar. Keemstar, you need to make a demand. Either kick her the fuck out of the LCU or she does what she's told. She either works with your mama or she gets the fuck out. And let me tell you something right off the rib, Zylie.
That's a statement I don't agree with, Sour Power. Not at all. Because, like, I feel like imagine I win. I'm like, it's me or Sour. Fire one of us. Like, that's fucking bullshit. I would never do that to you.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, we've seen people moved around enough that it's going to be one of those things that the decision comes down when the decision comes down. I mean, certainly there are a bunch of hosts that have gotten away with, doing all sorts of things, and they're still on their show at the end of the day. So intentionally just doing that, unless there's some specific problem, I'd be hard pressed to find a host that I would just straight up request being fired. Now, making jokes is one thing, but just requesting a host to be fired would have to be a pretty specific reason.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, the meat and potatoes of that whole thing with Abby that I think Zylie disliked the most was Abby was kind of portraying it as Zylie was trying to convince her to not like your mama, not fuck with your mama when she did. That was like the meat and potatoes of the argument. They went back and forth on that. And that carries forth because, I mean, that is what they kind of argue about. And that is what Zylie took offense to so much from what I've been seeing. And I even have a clip here from Zylie's drunk stream before we get into the Reaper stream from today. Let me know when you have it pulled up.
Yep, gotcha.
All right. And just to get some context, this is kind of them getting into it because we're gonna see the kind of like drunk Zylie going at it, and then we're gonna see sober Zylie earlier with Josh today because they go even deeper into it.
Literal, yo mama stands. And if I encouraged you to dislike your mama, why would I even have people like that on my docket team? That makes no goddamn sense. No,
like whoever they want,
yeah, absolutely, 100%. That's my thing. As long as you watch Reapers, that's all I give a fuck about. I don't care who you watch outside of Reapers. I don't give a fuck. And here's a fun fact. I actually enjoy Pit too. I don't like the motherfucker, but I actually enjoy it.
Good morning, Rocky.
I like your mama.
That's fine. I don't care.
I like your mama.
I don't care. But
Yeah,
I
okay.
sure as fuck didn't encourage you to dislike him.
Well, when I said that, I'll repeat what I said, is every time that I said anything positive about him, it seemed like it always turned into like saying why Yo Mama is not a good person or the shitty things that he's done. Or
What? Because
why
I
we
said
don't-
I don't like the motherfucker? Am I not allowed my own fucking opinion?
You are. No, you are. It was just
But
when I
that's
brought
not,
up my
that
own
doesn't
opinion.
mean I'm encouraging you to dislike him.
So I feel like the only like negative thing I said during that whole thing was that I'm intimidated by you. And like my man, he can attest to this. Whenever I first was told that I was put on Reapers, I was super fucking excited. I got super excited.
Yeah, we were
And then
excited to have you.
And then it immediately turned into like pure fucking panic because I've never been in front of
That's
this
not
many
my
people.
problem. That's
I'm
not
not
my
saying that it's your
problem.
problem. I'm not saying it's your problem. Please let me speak. I personally have anxiety issues. It's the first time I've ever been in front of that many people. Okay. I'm out of my comfort zone. Very out of my comfort zone. I got out of my comfort zone, was going up on these streams. Every day you were saying I was doing better and better. We even talked about the whole, if I want to add something in, put my finger up. I was doing that. The clips were never getting paused. Like, y'all two have been doing a stream together for a while, so y'all have, like, a good dynamic. The show is successful for a reason. You put
Yeah.
a third person in there, like, I can't just derail by, like, yapping the whole time. And so I was trying to find the middle ground where
No.
I'm talking, but I'm not talking too much.
And I get that. And we even talked to you about that after the stream, you know, just insert yourself. But I never encouraged you to not like your mama. And I encouraged you to cut us the fuck off because I know I'm a yapper, right? I am a talkative fucking bitch. Hell, I don't know when to fucking shut up sometimes. You know? I get that. But that's why we encourage you to insert yourself more. But it's funny, you didn't think he was live and you talked all that shit, bro. Do you know that Luna, who used to be my intern, she was an intern for me too. She also used to like Yo Mama. And I never once pressured her to not like him.
Hey. Oh, nope. That's them. Yeah, so you know, that was a little bit longer one, obviously, because it's their drunk stream.
Yeah, no, I let that clip play because I think, you know, just giving all the context to the chat is it's pretty valuable here. Because, I mean, honestly, I think that this is a situation where I think Zyl is getting ticked because, like, it's not her problem to deal with Abby's anxiety. I know we were kind of nicer about that. We tried to give her a more open space, but then again, we're a newer show trying to figure out our identity. You know, we were trying to figure that shit out. We were like, Keem literally told us from day one, bring as many interns in as possible that we just got in, give them a panel to, like, you know, show what they got. Abby decided to stick with us, you know, then she got looked at, then she went to Pit, and then she ended up on Reapers, and now she's a host on Fire, you know, like, I'm watching all this, and, you know, for me, it's just the situation where I'm like, fuck, it had to happen eventually. I honestly think Zyl is more ticked, not about Abby's opinion, but the fact that she said it to him privately and, like, with, like, you know, that kind of confidence, but wouldn't say it to her face. I think that's kind of where this is coming from.
I mean, I don't know. You know, in the middle of a show, you know, there'll be times where, like, if you're getting too hyped or whatever, I'll just be like, okay, yeah, and I'll, like, slow it down. Or if there's time where it's low energy, I'm just going to bring the energy up. But I wouldn't sit there and be like, hey, Ultra, it's a show. And then, like, if there's times that I'm rambling on, you're not going to be like, hey, so you're talking too long, right? Like, I get that that's part of it too, right? You're doing a show, so you're not going to just bring something out in the middle, especially as, like, a brand new intern. So, like, that part I understand. Now, talking in the background might be a different story, but I don't know. I'm going to say I think really the biggest reason that all of this has even become a problem is because Abby said it in a way that sounded, I don't know the best way to describe it, but she basically said it, the specific words about you discourage me from liking Yo Mama, when really what I think most of it is, I'm kind of taking the opposite view on this. I think she felt that way because anytime she mentioned Yo Mama, obviously Zylee has an issue with him to some extent. And so Zylee just naturally may steer away from it. So Abby picking up on that is just getting the vibe of that, even though I'm almost positive, and by the sounds of everything, Zylee or Josh never specifically said, do not talk to Yo Mama, don't like Yo Mama. She picked up that vibe, right? I don't think anyone can say like, oh yeah, Zylee's a super big fan, right? And so when she said it that way, she put her foot in the mud. But honestly, I'm also going to stand up on this. Like, if she truly didn't know she was on a call, and that's the worst that she said, and she tripped up a little bit in a background private call, that's not saying a lot. And that's why I'm thinking some of this is a little bit blown up. Like, yeah, okay, so Iced Coffee Girl said she got herself dragged hard. Yeah, maybe, because Zylee had an issue with it. But, I mean, in the background calls of things, that's pretty fucking light duty. I don't think, if Abby had a huge issue, she would have been like, oh, fuck Zylee, this, that, right? Like, that's what it could have been if she actually had a huge issue, if she didn't know she was on live. And that's not what happened. Yeah. She was just like, oh, Zylee kind of did, she misspoke a little bit or maybe spoke the way she felt.
Yeah, and we have Rocky in chat saying, Abby made her feelings about Zylee a public issue because she trusted Yo Mama and he was streaming his call with her. Now it seems like Abby's even more in her feelings and not taking personal responsibility. I do think like that is a lesson that we all learn eventually here, intern, host, or viewer in the Discord. Like, you'll say something to someone in a DM that, you wouldn't have the confidence to say in a Discord or say to their face. And, it gets leaked and out of nowhere, you're in the shit because like you're getting held to the words you said. It got leaked and, if it's confirmed that you said it, you're going to get held to those words. And when she goes in there and she speaks like that, she's kind of making it clear the way she feels about like certain people. And I mean, I get that. And I mean, I also kind of understand the whole part of like, her saying the anxiety and it's getting to her and, this is new for her. But I mean, at the end of the day, unfortunately, the viewers just do not care. They don't care about your IRL problem or the how hard your day at work was today. When you're up here putting on a show, it is, for them, and you're here to, you're kind of there as the entertainer. People are awake and they're watching, and that's what you're there to do. And it's really that simple.
Yeah, and so Neverender says these newbies wouldn't know rage bait if it hit them in the face is the problem. Yeah, I don't think Abby has a problem clocking it. She was just, again, I'm not even sticking up for her because she's on the show. I'm going with the fact that she didn't know that she was live, like I said, because I feel like the energy would have been different. And if that's the worst she had to say and she misspoke a little bit while talking with Yo Mama when he's asking a question like that, I think this is a fucking nothing burger, and I think it's getting blown up way more than it should be, personally. I really do, because it was a speck of a misspeak. And again, I think there's no mistake. Zylee clearly just doesn't get along with Yo Mama, so if she said she felt discouraged about talking nice about her, who's fucking surprised about that?
Well, I mean, like, I also can see this kind of like of a switch up happening because when she was here, usually you're on a smaller show, you have a more like, intimate relationship with your audience because it's a smaller audience. You see the same people every day. You hit them up. They're coming there and they're watching you. And she was used to that on Jester. Then she got put on Reapers, who has hundreds of people watching, and it's an entirely new fucking base. And then she was put on Pit, who's an entirely different fucking dog. And then also she went on Live. Where I mean, she got shit on a little bit by everyone when she was announced as the EMT at Fat Camp. So, she's been kind of through the shit. Oh, shit. Let's fucking go.
Oh, hell yeah.
Jester's run the night, okay?
Ski Yee, incoming.
Good morning.
Oh, morning. Much love to y'all. Thank you, Ski Yee. We appreciate it.
Let's fucking go. Thank you so much. I think that's a quick segment. I'm gonna quickly just mention the goals for today since it's got a donation, and before we get more back into, I do have more to say about this. I have more clips. I have more stuff I want to talk about. We're gonna have a really good fucking show today, and part of that is I had a little running on Wild. With Sour Power, you wanted to punish me for it, so I'll let you go ahead and explain that to the chat real quick, since that was kind of.
You want me to explain it?
No, you want okay. No, you wanted me to do like a punishment for like the egg situation or Wild because you felt like I scammed the chat, right?
Yeah, I mean 100%. Now, here's the thing: so you were up on Wild, and I will say this: I find that when you go on Wild, you take a bit of a seat of what you used to be, right? You fall into a dynamic with them that feels much more like Wonder Woman starts losing control of the show and you start running and you go, oh, how about you? Because you get hyped, right? Like you're all hyped. It's during the middle of the day. You got much more energy. So you're like, yeah, you do this, you do that, this and the other. And chat was like, well, hey, motherfucker, how about you do something and do an egg? And then you went, well, actually, like, I don't have eggs. And then they gave you an out and they're like, well, show us your fridge. And you're like, actually, like, I'm not going to see my fridge. And so chat's testing your gangster. And you went, well, I'm not here to do your goals.
Listen,
the problem is if you're going to be a showrunner and bang them, chat's going to hit you.
Before we get back, before we get too into that, I want to mention this. The whole fridge part wasn't because I had eggs in my fridge and was scared to ship. I genuinely did not have eggs, but I had been in the LCU long enough to know how this game works. You go to your fridge. You're like, oh, see, I proved I don't have eggs. They're like, oh, wait, but you have ranch and ketchup and you have that can in the. So I know how that game works, and I ain't gonna fall for that shit. So okay, if they and this is what I'm gonna do, bro. If y'all feel like I deserve to be punished, that's fine. I'm gonna give you guys that opportunity. If you guys want me to, I'm gonna get an egg costume and I'm gonna get dressed as a fucking egg. Where if we hit 20, if you want to write that on the screen, if we hit 25 members today, I am gonna get a egg costume and dress up as an egg. And now the other dono goal was going to be if we got $50 altogether this stream, I have a funny Sour Power comic I got cooked up that I think will be pretty exciting to watch. It is going to be about the comic is about Sour Power's like first kind of week or like shows when I go to Fat Camp. Like assuming Jester is still here, doesn't look like a professional channel. It's Sour trying to take control. He's by himself. I think you guys are gonna like it. So another $30, and we're gonna pull up the comic, and we are going to have some fun.
The egg costume. Do you have it, or you're getting it?
I'm going to order an egg costume, and I'm going to wear it. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't have the egg costume. I just want to be sure. But if we hit the goal, I will order it as soon as the goal is hit. And I will wear the egg costume, and then we will do like some TTS golf that's a little smaller, and we'll get eggs, and I'll egg my costume, and I'll egg myself in the egg costume. It'll be fun. You guys can torture me and get your revenge. So that is the first goal, and then like I said, if we get another $30 we are going to do the comic. I'll give Sour Power a chance to get on that. While he's doing that, I'm going to pull up the next clip.
I got you.
We have going on over here from Reapers.
Well, before we move on with this a little bit, though, like I want to finish that up a little bit. So,
oh, really? You still want to talk about it? All right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let you breeze over it, right?
Yeah. We're not gonna breeze over it.
So here's the thing: like, I have learned that as well, right? Because I was on Nuts, I was on Gold, and I learned very much that like anything you introduce to screen, or even if you don't, like if you're pushing it, is going to get you. You know, it's going to get chat to test your gangster a little bit, right? So what I did do was I did follow up with your egg. So I did make it right on Wild after you left. I was still working, and I came in, smashed one in, bang, drank it. And I said, fuck you, Ultra, at the end.
When did you do that? I never saw that. Do you have a clip?
I did it after you were gone because I was punching air because I just kept seeing you just be like, oh, actually, no. So I'm going to tell you, I fucking covered for you, Ultra, on Wild. I did it, and I caught some huge W's on the back of you catching a bunch of L's that day.
Okay, first off, those L's were mostly from, like, people that have been trolling and hating me since the first day I've been here. I don't know how.
Well, why were they hating?
They just seemed to pop the fuck up. Listen, bro, I get it. But here's the thing. I went up there and then they stirred that shit. I get it. You know, I should have yes anded it. I should have been like, okay, but I have mayonnaise. But I mean, at the same time, like, I was shit fucking stoned. It was a Sunday. I came up and they were like, I was like, oh, damn, high as fuck. They're like, go get eggs. I'm like, I don't have eggs. And they're like, okay, go show your thing. And I'm like, okay, fuck this shit. I'm just going to leave. So I appreciate you getting it for me. If chat feels like this is a punishable offense, here you go. I gave you guys your way of punishing me for all of it. Whatever may have offended you about that egg stream.
Now, my way too was also to make you kind of do the majority of the show. I'm still running OBS today, but this is an entirely ultra show, right? I was like,
this is my ultra show.
I was like, fuck it. I had you make the thumbnail. I had you make quite a bit of the content today. I had you come up with the ideas. I also loaded up a thing for content so we can use it because, I basically swapping roles with you today. So I wanted to be sure that, like, to kind of show that, I don't know, I was a little feisty. So I was like, fuck it. You can do the intro. We'll swap out for once, right? So while we are doing the sour cumulative comic for when you're away at Fat Camp, oh, here's another one.
Jester's run the night, okay?
And we got Rocky BB. It's Ramadan. Ultra is fasting when the sun is up. Rocky BB, you are 100% right. So what I would have suggested in that moment is find something else and yes and it. And you could even say, like, hey, it's this, if you're following it, but I can do this. Like, you got to come up with something else because if you're going to be on the screen, I've had things. Gidgy, the one time, someone had suggested shave the whole eyebrow, and it was one of those, it was a Gidgy fly, it was like a fly trap to leave type goal. And so instead what I did was I was like, look, I can't do my whole eyebrow. Like, I have a real job. And it was like a $10 dono. So you can't really see it much. It's just about growing back. But I decided to do like the little notch instead we came up with. So I'm always going to try to yes and it or try to make it something similar. If it's something, look, sometimes a dono is like, a couple dollars and they ask for something massive, but you still want to do something for it. And so that's why I slammed the egg. I puked it right up after I closed the thing. I'm not going to lie because it was gross as hell, but I did it. I've been through my fair share of eggs. I've been through my fair share of that fucking bullshit. I'm down with the shits, but I didn't have the egg. I mean, I kind of resorted to some old bad habits. That was my fault. Like I said, the goal's up. You guys can punish me. If you guys don't, then I just see it as chat did not care that much. But now I'm going to try to move back on to the situation over here with Abby and get as much attention off this as possible because I do not want to dress as an egg and egg myself. Oh, we better put him in an egg costume. I'm going to make a Ultra as an egg song.
Let's get into
Go ahead.
This is the part that kind of pisses me off. Like, girl, that didn't happen. What? I don't care about the other shit. You want to call me a mean mom? Okay, I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about the part you feeling intimidated by me. I don't give a fuck about that part either. It's this that pissed me off because that didn't happen. We literally.
Just to give quick context. What Zyle's pissed about is still what I mentioned from earlier about how Abby went ahead and said that she was actively trying to make her dislike your mama. Sorry.
You have docket team members that are yo mama stans. They ride or die for fucking yo mama. And they're on my goddamn docket team. If I didn't want people who liked your mama around me, why would I even have these people on my docket team? The way I look at it, I'm glad for everybody who supports whatever show I'm on. I appreciate that. But you're also grown. You can go watch whoever the fuck you want to watch. Who the fuck am I to tell you you can't be in somebody else's chat or you can't be friends with somebody or you can't talk to... Who the fuck am I? You're fucking grown.
Yep. No one has any control over you, Abby. And you know what? I feel like we were very encouraging. We always told her, you should try and speak more after every show we did. We said that after every show, I said, like, lift your hand up, lift your finger up, do something to sort of request to speak. Just shout the word stop and then or pause the video that we're watching. And then you can say whatever you fucking like. We did that almost every day, right?
Yeah, every day.
Encouraged
her, talk to her and say, hey, listen, I know that we talk a lot, just insert yourself. It's okay. And then we came up, okay, you can do like a little hand signal or whatever. That way we can definitely you would ask her, I would ask her, how do you feel about this or that? It's like, bro, what?
There's a few people that are like new to this whole lolcow universe thing. Under my tutelage, they've only ever said nice things, okay? Snowgoth, I taught.
All right, you want to click off real quick while I jump to the next clip?
Yep.
Sour Power?
Yep.
Thank you.
So,
yeah, let's talk about this stuff.
Go right ahead.
Quick. No. Do you have anything to say about that clip, though? About what Josh had to say or what Zylie had to say?
Not really. Like I said, to me, this Abby shit is overblown. I don't know if they needed something to be upset about for that day or what, but it's overblown.
I mean, I've been building this up because there is something I know you want to talk about, and it is going to be in this next clip. And
okay, perfect. Yeah, because this is where it involves her. But yeah, this is where this is where I come in on it for sure.
Yeah, this is when Sour wanted to talk about it. All right, let's go. Let's do it.
I really do not get it why Abby was like that. I feel like we were nothing but nice to her, and all she had to do was fucking speak. You know what? Put me on any panel I want to talk, I will. I don't care who's up there. I'll talk. And you may say, well, you've been doing this for a while and she hasn't. All right, who cares? And then you know what? She shouldn't complain. She should hold it down to herself and her ability.
But
right?
the thing
I get it. She can talk on Jester, right? Like on Jester, she can fucking talk for days because what do they do on there? They just fucking talk and circle jerk, I guess. It's a roundabout thing. I don't know if they ever have a format. They just do random shit. So it's easier to talk on shows like that. There's a lot of shows that do just random shit, okay?
This is not the first time that Josh has mentioned Jester in this way. And I know, Sour, you have some things you wanted to say about it. And I will.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. At the end of the day, I know that in the past, Zylie said like, oh, only content creators should be the new people. And, there should always be, someone that's very experienced and this and that and the other. And, we've caught shot from Josh in the past where it's like, oh, they don't know what they're doing. They're fumbling all over their self, this and that. Like, we are still a growing show. And today, today I kind of had Ultra run the show in a bit of a different way to see how he runs it. I've run the show in the past. There's still graphics and things that I'm building. But overall, like, we do carry a pretty good dedicated fan base. When we've gotten the live redirect, like, yeah, we had quite a few big hosts up at the time when we were trying to get it monetized. Like, the live redirect got pushed to us once in a while. But, like, we held the viewers and we held them continue past then. I get that it's not the same drama type show every day as everyone else. But we're doing things here that, like, oh, as soon as we started doing some of the acrobatic stuff, guess what? A bunch of the shows started doing that. I've created some of a song or two here and there for it. Like, we don't sit here and just mash in the same songs of ones from Twiggy that, like, they're amazing songs, but it's not a song you created. Why are you playing Twiggy's song every time? There's songs from Denmark, who is no longer even in the universe, and I don't even know if I can say his name because he's Voldemorted.
I'm just gonna call it out how I see it. Josh is very technically advanced. He brings a lot to Reapers, but at the same time, it's like a show where the structure was already pre-built by Zylie. Did they switch it up with Josh? Have they added things? Yes, but I mean, it is very like the structure is very built. It's like it was basically Zylie's Rewind. That's how she what she made it into, and that is a show where, I mean, I kind of see Josh kind of like Billy, where, he comes on there, he's funny, he does his shit, I know he does things in the background, I'm not trying to slack him for that, but at the same fucking time, I find it very weird for him to come at us, a brand new show, which no means to flex, but got a crown within their first week of monetization, a pay pig, We're doing like pretty fucking well. We're getting members. We're doing our thing. We're getting up there, and as like a new show, we're trying to figure out our shit. Like I mean, Josh, you mentioned how there are like a bunch of other shows that do that, but I highly hear you mention them. I hear you mention Jester a hell of a lot, and I mean, I don't know if that's something because you like to just pick at me from.
Yeah, and going on this, like, what was the real background of the criticism he just said? Oh, yeah, go on Jesters. They'll at least let you talk. That's kind of reporting on yourself, isn't it? Like, oh, why don't you go on Jesters where they're doing things and they let you talk? Every time someone's been taking a shot at it, they might be like, oh, you know, they're not getting crazy in the drama or Sour's a good boy or things like that. But the criticisms kind of always are self-reporting, aren't they? Why don't you go on this show so they can talk? Why don't you go on this show where they're a little bit fun? Like, all the accusations that ever get thrown at our show are kind of weird, right? Like, if you really break them down.
And what about our show is a circle jerk? I mean, in the background, me and Sour are completely two different minds, and how we want to run the show is different. And we've had our run-ins, we went back and forth on shit and how we want to run a show, what we want for the show. Like, we've had our shit. It's not just sunshine and rainbows and me and Sour Power just fucking jerking each other off and having a good time. That's not how it is. I mean, we have a lot of conversations in the background. We try to build a show. You know, we call each other out on our bullshit. We've had all sorts of different types of content. Yes, we're trying to figure out what works, what we like, and what the chat wants to see more of. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Rocky, the reason that you're saying I'm blowing it up a nothing burger, I'm not saying it's the biggest thing in the world. But every single time a show that's very, very big, and I personally watch all the time, that's in the middle of the day with significantly more viewers, that's all that we ever get is, oh, who the fuck is Jester? Who's this Sour Power guy? Oh, you know, shitting on Ultra. Like, let's be honest, there's going to be a night crowd, but if that's all we get are things like that, when I've sent clips of times that we've had good pieces to some of these shows and they almost never get covered, which I'm fine with. Again, if you want to leave us alone at night, that's fine too. But if all you're ever going to do is just be like, who the fuck is this? You are a community manager. You don't know what this show is? Like, at a minimum, as a community manager, you're like, oh, who is they? And I get like, haha, it's a funny joke. But at the end of the day, if you're a community manager and you don't know what the show is and what's going on with it, like, that's on you. That's part of your job. And so, like, as a big show, just shitting on us for no reason is weird. Like, if you're trying to stir the pot, then have at it, I guess. But it's kind of a weird thing to have a structured show that you dropped in on, and then you're like, who the fuck are these guys? When I've sent clips a few times. That's all I'm saying.
Rocky, it's not about being soft here. It really isn't. This isn't the first time he's done it. It's not necessarily that I'm taking it to heart, but at the same time, this is a channel that we're starting to grow up from scratch, and we're trying to figure it out. You've been a very loyal mod and supporter and docket team member. You know that we work on our shows. You've seen how much Sour Power uses that docket, and how much
that docket's
pressuring
full.
me to use it. So, like, you know, like, you see all these things, you know, that, like, you know, the work is being put in the back end. So, like, you know, hearing this shit is very discouraging, especially when, as a universe, overall, we're trying to build each other up. I get drama's going to happen. I get that's all fun and good. I'm all for the drama. This is a drama community, and I'm all for.
Jester's run the night, okay?
Rocky BB, Sour, you're being a hypocrite and don't understand. Well, the way I understand hypocrite is that I'm doing something and then not letting it be done to me. So if you have an example, feel free to put it in the chat, because I normally target something specific that's happening. I'm not just sitting there and just being like, oh, who's this person? What are they? What I'm doing in the background whenever I go in and there was like interns getting interviewed, I immediately am hitting them up in the background and be like, oh, hey, make sure you do this in the background and being helpful. And then when there's something that's bad, specifically that's come on our show, you know, someone that I just find not great, I'm going to say it right while they're there. I don't understand. Again, we've never gone for Reapers. I watch Reapers every day, and if not, I'm watching back at it. So I'm not quite sure where this is coming from. Again, if you have something specific, feel free to call it out.
Yeah, I mean,
and if his humor's snarky, like at the end of the day, sorry, if his humor's just snarky and doing that, that's fine. But just realize that, like, you're a community manager and you're just saying who are these guys? Like, at a certain point, what's the difference between snarky and just shitting on the show? Because it's always like, oh yeah, so this person's bad. We don't know who this person is. What are they doing? Like, if that's all you're gonna do, good job. I guess you win. You're on the bigger show. But I'm just saying, if you're a community manager and you're trying to make this universe better, it's kind of weird to just be a detractor and say no one knows who you are on the middle of a day show where everyone's watching. That's all I'm saying. And there's my criticism back.
I'm just saying, you know, I mean,
I'm not going to loop on anymore. I'm done.
I appreciate his words, but I mean, this is kind of just a point I'll make. You know, I don't know about like Josh's personal life, but you know, he went and you know, his show with Snow Goth ended up not working out. He has
because he didn't show up to it.
No, okay, yeah,
multiple times.
I'll let you call it out.
I've slept in on a show too here, but like he didn't show up to it either. So like again, there's another thing. I'll own what I had. I've slept through them, but he didn't show up to it multiple times, and eventually it was just like backed away from it. Like, I'm not backing away from the show. It was a legitimate accident, which it did happen, and it sucks. And, like, I get it. It was a problem. But, like, he just backed away from the show because he was tired. I've been tired, too. I've been showing my sleep graph. Like, it is what it is. If you want to back away from it, show up on the second one and just be like, I can't do this. And instead, what's happening is just in the background, he's backing away from it silently. So at least stand up and back away from it publicly if you're going to.
You know, I mean, I worked with Josh on test. Like, it was a good experience. And even then, like, I know in that situation, I remember because I had the background talks with him. We had our background talks, you know, and I knew that he didn't really like doing that show. He likes Reapers because, I mean, Reapers came and, you know, Reapers, it's just like, it's a structured show. It's like Rewind. Like, you know, when Zay does Rewind, they have the clips, Billy reacts to them. And they go, and I mean, a lot of shows are like that, and they do it really well. But at the same time, just going back to the whole point of this conversation, we just don't like seeing this slander on a show that I don't even think Josh probably watches that often.
At all. Let's be honest.
You know, like he's saying like circle jerk. He's saying all this bullshit. Like, okay, we get it. I appreciate Josh's like little tight comments. He does it to everyone. I find it funny. I get it, but at the same time, it is hurting the show. It is like silly because, you know, it is a lot of people where a lot of people that like a host, like, you know, for example, let's say Billy the Fridge goes on and he shits on a new show. A lot of people that don't like, that are just Billy supporters that aren't really watching the other shows are automatically going to have a sour taste in their mouth, and they're not going to want to come watch Locale Fire or Locale Jester or Locale Fluff, whatever the shows that is being talked about. I mean, I understand we like it does give off a little bit of soft vibes, but I mean, I'll be honest, and this isn't the first time that like these kind of comments have been made. From Josh in particular, like he's done it many of times. I don't think he really watches the show.
Yeah, I don't want to keep looping on this, honestly. It's going too long. Yeah, but I just wanted to put it out there because, again, if we're going to get shit on and we just never address it, like, I'm not going to good boy every little thing. That's all. I just wanted to address it quick. I don't want to loop on this for half the show. I really don't. It's boring.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Not to cut you off, but, like, we've gone on it long enough at this point, right?
Yeah. We're off that shit. Let's get more into the fun stuff.
I'm just a little bit salty. That's all.
No, it's cool. This is good content. We brought it out. I mean, you might not like it right now, but you'll watch it later. This is good. Don't worry, bro. Getting your shit out is fine. And I mean, you know, I think a lot of people, especially me, I respect people more for that. But like, let's get on to other things, guys. Let's get on to more shit. Did you see White Owl almost secured an invite to Fat Camp and almost secured a new show today?
So close.
He was very close. And, you know, I felt for him. He went up there and he was in members waiting earlier. I told him and he said he'd pop up to talk about it. But if he's asleep, guys, or whatever's going on. But here is the first clip where they mention him. And then I will run up the second clip where he pops up.
Yep, I got you.
Let's go.
White Owl's an intern.
Yeah.
What if I fucking just threw White Owl on here and said, your ass is going to Fat Camp to replace Booster?
Is he? I don't know if he could travel. I like White Albert more than I like fucking Booster. I like anybody more than I like Booster at this point in time.
Yo, hunt down.
So I'm going to give some context behind this. So the reason that they're having this discussion today is because Booster was on the show. So on Lolcow Gay, Booster is kind of been put on as an intern there. And specifically because, you know, a lot of the issues he's had with other shows, with quitting, going back and forth, things like that. Well, today he was playing with his Rubik's Cube, and he's been very salty about the girl. I believe it's Katie is her tag on here, that was on live. She came up dressed as the sheep, making fun of Nightmare. So she kind of like started, you know, turned around like this and then did the reveal. And she had a lot of, she was flirting with Nightmare. There's suspicions of whether she's trying to do it to get to Fat Camp or trying to get a role. But there was a lot of back and forth. And then she eventually got kicked off. And so Booster has had an issue with that, among other things. And so he's been very salty about that. So today you could tell he was half mailing it in on the show. And Albert was just like, hey, Booster, you're collecting a lot of L's today. Like, let's do a goal to kick you. And I think he was joking, but they might have done the goal and, you know, just to see. And instead Booster just immediately was like, all right, I don't have to be here, and clicked off. And then wouldn't come back up. It wasn't like a I clicked off, I'm coming right back on. Like, he had just stayed off.
Well, I mean, yeah, I actually, like, before we get into the more of the White Albert stuff, like, I'll actually ask you, like, do you think Booster?
Ultra's dying. I'm gonna need to find a new one. Ultra's dying. That's it. He's done.
Cough. No, I'm still here. Just the worst fucking time to cough. Do you actually think that Booster Gold ever intended to go to Fat Camp?
I would say no, but I think the way he wanted to do it was just piss off Tina and Albert, because we can't forget that he had said that, I hope your house starts. I don't know if he said he was going to be the one that started it, but he had said basically, I hope your house burns down with your dog in it, which is something we brought up the last time. I'm like, why are you fucking with animals? And that was going to be his way, because he knows, right? Like, one, everyone's into their animals, but two, like, Albert and Tina are not going to fuck with that. And they were the only people willing to pick him up because he's already burned the bridge with anyone else that could. So I don't think his intention was today to get kicked off. I think he was already like, he thought he's already sold the I'm not going to Fat Camp thing.
I mean, you know, I saw it, you know, Steak talked about this a little bit on live, and what he said about the whole situation was that he feels like Booster likes the LCU because it puts him into a position of power where he can talk to women.
Yes, and that came up today. Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I don't know the best way to word it. I think he has fallen into that position and maybe taken advantage of it, but I don't think it's the position of power thing that everyone's been saying. I truly think it's he in other parts of life doesn't put himself out there. Again, and I'm just interpreting what I see. I don't know. Maybe in personal life he's a social butterfly, but I think he doesn't get a lot of positions to talk to women, and this happens to be one now. And so because it's there, he's trying to utilize it not only to its fullest, but a bit too much. And that's kind of one of those go touch grass situations. If you're not putting yourself out in the real world, then now you're on this big show where there's, you know, obviously there's going to be good looking women that are trying to get in for various reasons. And then there's just women in general. I think he's just utilizing the spot he's at this point kind of forced into, because he clearly doesn't seem like he wants to be here.
We have Simon says in chat saying Booster was his usual entitled selfish ways. No, I don't think he was ever planning to go to Fat Camp. He's too lazy. Ooh.
And I would add on to that, not only too lazy, but I don't think he does a lot of social interaction outside of online. You know, there might be a little bit of fear, like a little anxiety, which is natural, right? Like, I know you host, you know, back and forth here, but he's been talking some shit, so there might be some anxiety about that, and then just anxiety about meeting new people, which that part I understand, but not enough to kill off the trip.
I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, Booster Gold, he comes here and he quits. Like, you know, it feels like he quits more than Keem fired Nightmare in his prime hating Nightmare days. That's what it feels like when I see how much Booster fucking quits. And I mean, even back in the back a couple maybe a month ago, when Booster quit again, Keem put an announcement up when the whole Wonder Woman drama was going down and was like, "You have the same value as Booster Gold." And he was talking shit. Like, Keem's not a guy that really likes to get fucked with. He gave him the opportunity. I remember when Booster was fucking, his name was Outcast. He would be in test VC or random VCs, picking his boogers and looking at people and being like, well, actually, And, Keem saw this guy and was like, holy shit, this is a gold mine. I can get all this content out of him and improve his life. And I think that's like, the kind of the whole concept of what a lot of the LCU's built on with what happened with Boogie and Wings, monetizing the hate, giving the loyal cows a piece of the pie, So looking at the whole situation here, it just seems like at a certain point, I feel like Keem needs to be like, listen, you're gone. And I'm pretty sure there was something that was initiated. I don't know if we're really following it, but I think Keem put an announcement out a while ago saying if a host quits or intern quits, they are on a 60-day absence until they are eligible to reapply to start hopping up on shows. Well, and I think he needs to put that shit on Booster.
Well, it's not only that, but there was the mention, I think it was on a separate piece where it was like, hey, if you're going to be a host that quits on, I don't know why my lights are crazy today. Sorry for the crazy shiny head. But, if you're a host that quits, he did say only once, but I'm sure at this point, Booster's qualified for the multiple times category. He's not going to put you on the exact prime time, right? Because he's like, I can't trust you to, we're helping build up these shows and it's a big show. And then you're just going to dump out of nowhere. Like, sorry, I'm not going to put you on prime time. So he may have already ruined his chance with that. And I would say he has, right? Like, there's been hosts that have quit and had issues in the past that have only done it once that are now on prime time, no problem. But Booster's done it so many times. How could you ever make it back to a normal show when you're just going to hard exit in the middle of a show? No one's going to have you be in a big show.
Here's the thing, though. Dude, even the LCU, when you're online, kind of like a game where, it's an RPG and your reputation means something. You keep leaving, you keep bullshit quitting, you're taking negative rep points every single time on your name. And eventually you come back and people are just like, why the fuck do we give a fuck? Because you're all the way down to the negative of rep points and everyone's pissed off at you. It's hard because once you make that first impression, and first impressions are hard to change. Once someone has an impression of you, it's hard to change that. And Booster has a way of just making the shittiest impressions on everybody.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, let's be honest, the last step besides Low-Cow Gay that he's going to get is going to be put on with Iceman and Thick Gemini and Ron at Low-Cow Hero. Let's be honest, the next step for Booster, if he comes back, and I've been saying this, should be down to Low-Cow Hero, because if he's willing to stick with it, I think it could actually somehow turn him around a little bit and he could have some fun and they could poke at him. But to me, that's the next step. At this point, Low-Cow Gay is clearly, they're done with it, right? Albert is just like, hey, man, you can't be running away. At least make it entertaining and fun, right? Albert's trying to make sure he does some fun. So instantly he was like, oh, we want Phantom. And they were looking around for White Al. But yeah, I mean,
we'll get back into that.
Yeah, because Albert's instantly he had an idea of what he wants in his mind. I know a lot of people knock Albert, but Albert does know content. There's times that he struggles with it. He's been doing it forever. I understand. But Albert does know content and he knows what he wants for his show.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. And they were talking about it on Gay. It's a thing where, it's hard to one up your stunts.
Yes.
Because when you're doing, when you're a stunt guy, you're doing the stunt. Same thing when it comes to an IRL. That's something that was kind of Iceman's downfall. He did one good IRL, two good IRLs, but then, that's what he became dependent on for content. That's what Nightmare and Billy were like, okay, you're a cash cow when you go outside. Everybody loves you. You're doing funny ass shit. You might get one or two of our streams taken down, but maybe it's worth it. And, they keep putting him outside and, he keeps going and going and he keeps doing it. And that eventually becomes his downfall because he has to one up the last one. And if he doesn't one up it, it's shit. And if he's feeling bad one day during one and it doesn't go well, Chat doesn't give a fuck about your bad day, bro. It's just unfortunate. The people watching really don't give a fuck. Some people might sympathize with you about your situation if you open up about it. But people, when they're watching you, they first off don't know about your shitty situation that happened today. They don't know what's going on in your life. They have no idea. Like I said earlier.
Yeah, and Simon says he's still that same snake that acted like he busted his television, and he really didn't until he found Keemstar was going to get him a new one. That's when the little devil finally did scamming. So, yeah,
I remember that.
You know, there's things like that too, where, you know, the audience sees that when it starts coming out, and that's when they're gonna stop fucking with you as well. Is like if you start scamming things, you know, there's been times where he's put himself on mute and just like pretend played Guitar Hero, which like it's funny if you do it for a little bit, but it's not when that's your whole show. Like when you're doing that for the whole show. And you're just sitting there, you know, playing Rubik's Cube, things like that. Like if you're not engaged with your show, eventually everyone's like, why are you taking up a box on screen? And I think that's where he's gotten to. It's not funny anymore.
I mean, like, okay, here's how I always think about it. I bet there's probably 100 people watching every single day that are trying to muster the balls to go in that members waiting that are better than you and better than me. I promise you, like, you know, there's always someone better. There's always someone watching that's still mustering up the balls. And I mean, bro, like, I miss the days when people would just pop up and show what the fuck they got. Because there are we have a community full of a bunch of funny ass people. And, you know, Booster Gold, like, that isn't the bar. That it doesn't matter. Like, he shouldn't be relied on that much. In a normal environment, when you fuck around that much in a job, you are fired. And that is about all you get. You get a, hey, you suck. We're giving you a notice, and you're getting fucking fired. That's all there is to it. Yeah. Keem has been very gracious to Booster and giving this unemployed fuck that lives off the government a chance to make money and to have the opportunity to be on a show and do something. Like, listen, bro, at the end of the day, there are people watching this shit that just came back from working a 14-hour shift, 8-hour shift, 10-hour shift, doing some hard manual labor, doing some tough jobs, sitting in meetings all day, and then they come here to watch some fucking funny ass shit, and then they have Booster's ass complaining about the 2 hours of fucking work he has to do. Meanwhile, you got other people like me and fucking Sour Power who have IRL jobs busting our ass, and we're still putting on a good show for you guys, and we're not complaining. We don't complain, bro, because complaining doesn't get you anywhere here.
And speaking of which, I'm just going to attempt the first backflip one, because I feel like we've been doing a lot of like angry stuff today. It's not been as much fun. So I'm just going to do the first backflip attempt right now. And when I say backflip, this is not going to be a jumping backflip, because I will definitely snap my neck, but I'm going to attempt like a roll one first and see how that goes. And then we'll start amping it up towards jumping, because I've not practiced any of this. This is
so wait.
This is a semi-unprofessional attempt here.
Okay, guys, I think we're at $24 for the stream so far out of the 50. I really want you guys to see this fucking comic.
I almost didn't maximize myself here. That would have been silly.
All right, so we're about to see Sour do this, and please, guys, come on. We just need a little bit more, and we can see the comic. Yay!
All right, I'm gonna do it with one hand.
All right, there he goes. Oh my fucking god, dude! I thought you just. Never mind. I thought you just snapped your neck.
A little bit of fun back into it,
bro. Sour. I low key. Wait, can you hear me? Wait.
All right, I tried it with the hand first, so I didn't snap myself in half.
I low key thought you snapped your neck the way you fell. Like, I thought you were gone. I was like, who the fuck do we call? Because I saw Ice Coffee Girl freaking out. She was like, who do we call if you hurt yourself, Sour?
Hey, we just got an ambulance service in my town a few months ago. We got an ambulance service in my town finally, so I can hurt myself a little bit.
Wait, you didn't have an ambulance service in your town?
Literally, like, if this one random paid-for service didn't responded, sorry. I hope you have a pickup truck and a friend.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I told you I live out in the middle of nowhere, dude. Like, they don't give a shit. They didn't give a shit.
Oh my god, bro. Like,
I was one of the ones that pushed for it for my town. I was like, hey, I'd like to have an ambulance if I'm paying taxes. And they were like, oh, we don't know.
So if I like slipped on all this snow, fell and hit my head, and all I had was my phone, you're telling me nobody would come and help me?
I'm saying,
are you basically saying me I'm gonna die?
I'm saying there was
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
There was a service that was like just a private service that they decided to answer calls, but they have contracts with cities nearby, and if they were too busy, oops, you better order an Uber. And I'm not joking. Like, I wish I was, but that's why I was like, oh, I should probably go to the town hall and push for this, because my town is significantly older in age, like average age of 55, which I know 55 isn't that old, but for an average age, that's pretty high for a town. And I was like, maybe we should have an ambulance.
Okay, there we go. I'm going to show you guys just a little bit of it because we did get $24. So I'll show a little bit of the comic, and hopefully it might entice you guys to want to see, because that's getting a little crazy. I just have fun with it. I was just putting random shit in this.
And I haven't seen this yet, so I'm actually curious to see what you've cooked up as well.
It starts out a little... Okay, so it's week 1 without Ultra. Sour Powers era begins. All right, chat. Ultra's at Fat Camp. It's just me now. And we got a bunch of random emoji people in chat saying, where's Ultra? This feels weird. Is this illegal? And then after that, we got 20 minutes later, and that's when we're going to stop it. So turn it off so I don't accidentally show them anything else.
Well, you have to stop the sharing on your end.
Well, no, just stop looking at the share. Like,
right, but it still stays up. You have to close it.
Okay, wait. We're going to have to do this quick.
You have to close it. There you go. I can't end your share on my end.
Oh, you're good. You're fine. We got it. Okay, well, there is a little bit of it. Well, no, I remember Ultra it was. Okay,
Michelle Lopez. Well done. I remember Ultra Flip. That one day is very epic. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. We do have that, and it does get a little bit more unhinged. Just to give a little bit of a complex, so if you noticed, if you went back, it was 1.5 thousand people watching, and Sour Power starts to lose his mind over whether or not they're botted or not, and then a certain somebody from the LCU goes up there to try to calm him down. It's a good fucking comic. I don't give a fuck. You guys need to see this. Get the donations in, or it's gonna have to be another day.
It's gonna be secret time instead, and I'll actually put up how much we are towards the goal. So we are $1 away from halfway to it. So I will actually actively keep track of that on screen, just so we know where we're at with it. So we're 24 out of 50 for it.
And now that was kind of just the basis of what was going on. But going back to what the clip originally was going to show, now that we've kind of gotten into the whole booster drama a little bit, this clip is good old White Al coming up there and giving it his fair attempt. But unfortunately, the chat spoke in a way that was a little shitty to him. And it kind of does suck, because for a sec I was excited because he almost got invited. All right. You ready, Sour?
Yep, I've got you ready to go.
Bird. He's in waiting.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Hey, White Albert.
If I'm okay.
What the hell's going on? So look, here's the deal. Booster quit, and he's not going to Fat Camp, and he's not the intern on this show anymore.
Shit.
Would you like to jump ships, come over to Gay, and potentially go to Fat Camp?
Fuck yes.
Can you afford to go to Fat Camp?
I would need to
Fuck no.
Get the details of everything, but
Wait. Did Pesci just say fuck no?
He did.
I just heard that this time.
I'm so glad that you stopped on that, because I was listening to it with an earbud, and like I was popping back in and out, like physically watching it, and I had just flipped off when. Oh, okay. We had someone pop in and back out, but yeah, I had just flipped to watching it again because I was like, oh, what's going on here? So Steak is up there because people started tagging him because Booster was gone. He ended up getting hold of Mike and then Keemstar. So Keem was trying, when they were thinking of things, Keem had got white out. And so for Pesci to just instantly, Pesci does not care. It's right brain to mouth. So as soon as he heard that, he was like, nah.
Sour. Can we talk about how nonchalantly White Albert goes, fuck yeah. Bro, I know he was so excited. He wanted to be like, yay, thank you. And then he was just like,
because everyone was tagged. But here's the thing. Think of what Keem asked. He said, do you want to jump ship from your show? Just go on Lolcow Gay and buy. I mean, they just got the show reformed of Gold. Now that Billy's not on there, it is now, I'm going to call Original Grim. And we've got Kalo Dano, which every time that the show starts, like Kalo is getting a ton of love. And then you've got, I think they're officially calling him Whalebert at this point. So now you've got Whalebert. He's still not feeling it, but I saw today they're officially calling him Whalebert. And he's just like, yeah, I'm down. Like he's down for the route for Fat Camp, but that's also meaning jumping ship on your show. That's a pretty big thing too.
Yeah, and he easily just went, yeah. I mean, that kind of does show. I would honestly say Grim have some fun with this because I mean this is an easy punishment. Like, bro, I mean, honestly, I don't think it was really as much of him wanting to jump ship as he heard Fat Camp and was like, wait, I have a way of going to Fat Camp. Bet I'll take it. That's what I kind of took from it.
Yeah, but, and I mean, if it worked for him, then hey, I mean, he's grabbing opportunities. But the fact that it didn't is where it's going to be. Tomorrow's Gold is going to be hilarious. I can see that coming already. Grim is going to mess him up.
Yeah, it's going to be real fun. I mean, I don't think they really talked about it much because Kalo did a hilarious IRL today. He went to Harrison, Arkansas, like Boogie does. He was saying a bunch of shit out of a fucking speaker. It was funny.
Yeah. He had the sign of "fuck ICE, we need more." I think he said. His whole sign was "fuck ICE, we need more Mexicans," I believe, and he was just yelling shit that was crazy at cars as they went by.
Oh my god! All right, let's get back into this because White Al, this gets funny.
Yep,
White Al kind of rages. White Al kind of rages because he lost it mad quick.
I think I could probably make it work. When's the date for that?
Where are you from? How do you guys not know the dates of Fat Camp? It's like I'm so
I know it's like mid March. I just don't know the exact.
Yep, it's you have the exact because it's mid March. Okay.
Yeah, I mean I'll have to.
What state are you from?
Michigan.
Oh, you're fucked.
I know. I could probably get a plane ticket. That shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, I'll just have to, figure out the finances and everything.
All right, get out of here for now because we got to go talk to the audience because they're spamming L. So they don't want you.
That's the problem with your name being Albert. Now you know how I feel.
Bro, they want Phantom, which is crazy. I mean, that's
the fuck is this bullshit?
Where the fuck?
I fuck with Phantom. I'm not gonna lie, that's my boy.
Yeah. So in the side chat, it's not up right now, but that was a big thing. Is like people were just dumping L's. Now, I don't remember if it was before or after this, but there was a suggestion of Foxy Mama as well that had come up on there.
Which I want to talk about because she said some fuck shit and Melon is no longer on Wild because of it. So we're going to get into that.
Ooh. Wait, I was watching it. She said on Gay or somewhere else?
So not Gay, apparently on Fluff.
Oh, okay.
Foxy Mama had gotten into it and made... So Gidgy got into it on Alpha today when Sweet Tea didn't show up, and that I think is going to be what we get into after that. I saved the best for last.
Okay,
I know
Simon says so. Joe also made an announcement himself stating that he might not be able to work after April on Gay due to his real life business.
Yeah.
So I mean, Gay is changing up very quickly. Phantom. Let's
get back on.
Yeah. So Phantom did end up hopping on. He had just gotten back, I believe, from the store, and he got the job. And Keem, this is one of those times where Keem's like, "Hey, the audience is speaking. Like, if this is what you guys want, because I don't think Keem had necessarily realized or completely noticed that Phantom has been up with Albert before, and Phantom's a man of the people, right? Like Phantom Legion, and he's been up there in the past and works well with them. And I think it's nice too, because Albert works well with people he's comfortable with, right? Like when he's working with Steak, they were killing it.
Yep.
And so like when Albert's comfortable with someone, I feel like he's more comfortable to do things as well. Now Phantom might go crazy working with him long term, sort of like Steak has from time to time, but I think they're willing to have fun. So I think that's why he was asking for it, and the audience wants Albert to work. And so when Albert works, the audience is happy, and if that's what, Phantom's the one that makes Albert work, then that's why the show works. And that's where I think Keem is a little bit like, all right,
the thing that
we'll see.
The thing he's hesitant about with Phantom, I think, is Keem's whole thing was, and even this happened back on Nuts, before Sour Power review went on the show. Keem had hopped in a VC one day and been like, Ultra, you're known around here for doing a bunch of these fucked up stunts. I want to put someone with Albert to, kind of like have something off of him, because, back on Nuts, every single night it was Steak. I'm the showrunner, and he was the one telling Albert, you're going to go do laps, you're going to go do this. And, so that's the whole reason that Keem wants to put someone with Albert that can do stunts as well. So it doesn't always feel like Albert is doing it or coming up with it. He wants people to run their own stunts, have their own big stunts, and not Albert be doing shit in a blender and Pesci be like, okay, yeah, I'll do it with you. Like he wants, Albert, he wants a real stuntman, and Phantom is the showrunner. He's an OBS runner. That's what he is.
I would agree, but I also know that like Phantom, there's going to be things to some extent. It's not that it's there's no fakery or anything, but like obviously you're your own person, but if you go on live, you're doing one type of show. If you're going on Reaper, you're going to be doing a different type of shoot, right? Like if you were doing backflips on Reaper, everyone would be like, what the fuck is this crazy person doing, right? But if you're then doing that kind of stuff on a Jester, or you're doing that kind of thing on now Low-Cow Gay, or even on Gold, like that's the kind of difference in the shows. And so I get it that, Phantom's kind of known as a snail man, but he is willing to get in the cheerleader costume and throw ass. Like, you know what I mean? It's a bit of a variety show. And I think there's going to show a new bit of Phantom that's going to be fun to see.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see it. And I mean, I will hold on to the Foxy Mama stuff for a little bit later. I don't know. You put all the stuff in the docket considering the Sweet Tea situation. So I don't know exactly how you kind of wanted to play that. I can pull up the clips, but I do want to get into that because Sweet Tea is in a whole shit right now with Glammy Lammy because she just stole her money. And today on Alpha, she announced her departure from the LCU. She's out.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I think she is fully out. It's very unfortunate because I really like Sweet Tea. Like we've had her up both just individually as well as at times where we're figuring out stuff with the shows. I will admit, like Phantom is significantly better running with Sweet Tea because like the best way to have Sweet Tea on a show is have her be the star. I'm still learning how to host something like that, but Phantom's very good at it, and it just sucks because like I said, I'm a watcher of Alpha and Sweet Tea even before this, even when she was on Bus back in the day. So it's sad, right? I think she's someone that should be here long term, and I hope she figures it out in a day or so. And
like I think there's a bunch of factors here. I think Sweet Tea might feel like there might be a situation where I know that like there's money in the back end that she felt like she was owed that she hadn't gotten yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that was part of it. I feel like another part of it was the teeth that she was owed months ago that she still hasn't gotten it, which I think right now might also be just because she's pregnant. So Keem can't I don't know about surgeries with teeth. Can you get teeth in while you're pregnant? Is that a thing?
It probably wouldn't be smart to do if you needed them, but here's the thing, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the difference that's been missed here is I don't believe it was ever she was going to get the teeth inherently. It was Keem was going to set up a meeting. I believe it was with Boogie's guys or a few other people, and like give her the opportunity. So rather than like I don't know how much it costs, but let's say it was like $20,000 for teeth, it could be significantly less. Because I believe Boogie did something where he got him for significantly less when he got him too.
Boogie has a plug.
Yeah. So it was more of setting up the plug.
That was a whole situation.
Yeah, it wasn't
that was
necessarily
a whole situation with Boogie. Yeah,
it wasn't necessarily like, oh, you're just getting teeth for free. It was, it was paying for it with the connection to some extent, and then you make up the rest, which, I mean, now is not a thing. Obviously, if she's going to be fully out, definitely not a thing. And yeah, with the pregnancy, I don't think you'd want to. I'd assume that would be like an anesthesia thing, so I doubt you'd want to add risk for that. But either way, you're only owed what you earn at the end of the day, and she didn't earn that.
What was her excuse? I'm gonna be double taxed on that income. That was what she was trying to pull.
Yeah. And like this one has been put out on the show before. You are not a W-2 employee, which even if you were, this still is a bad argument. You're a contractor, right? So no matter how it is, even if there's a mistake, and I've had mistakes on my checks at my work that I wouldn't say were equivalent to this, but weren't too far off. And guess what they did? They were like, oh, we fucked up. And so they pulled it out on either the same one or the next one. And, at the end of the day, it's just the total you made, right? Like, obviously the government understands that pay things happen, right? Yeah. And I've had other ones where they've missed and didn't pay me for something and added it in the next one. And it all levels out at the end. But just saying, I'm going to keep the money because I have to pay the taxes is insanity.
She's going off that, and she's kind of like, it does suck because, like, in a way, this kind of feels like a Becky situation. Like Becky fucking or Fold. We're not saying her name. Fuck, forgot she got Voldemort. Voldemort. Was like she didn't pay Voldemort and whatever Savage. She didn't pay them out.
I didn't pay them at all.
Another situation. Yeah, didn't pay them all. And now it's another situation where now, like, where you see Sweet Tea, she got some money that did not belong to her, was not her money. And, any normal person would be like, oh, this is a discrepancy in my check. This isn't my money. I need to give it back. Because at the end of the day, I know Keemstar is a nice guy. He's a chill guy. I don't think he's going to go after her legally for these funds. But, this could be a big thing, and he could make it huge if he wanted to. This is literally illegal. You are not allowed, once you know that you have funds that do not belong to you, to withhold those funds after that. They're like, yeah, because, Keem's doing the right thing. He saw a mistake. He went to the person and was like, hey, issue with payroll. I need you to send Glammy's money to Glammy because it does not belong to you. And I think Sweet Tea saw it as, okay, and like kind of what Boogie was saying, that Appalachian mentality where she got the money. She's like, oh, it's my bank account. It's my money. Or she'd already planned it out and be like, this is the money I have for the next 2 months. I'm going to go and buy this shit that I've been wanting. And then Keem reached out and she was like, uh-oh, I'm not going to refund this. I'm not going to put this back. I want my shit. And, it's kind of like that. And she took that opportunity to leave. And I think she also might know that she can play off the pregnancy. I think she might do it. I wouldn't put it past Sweet Tea to use that and be like, I'm sorry, Keem, I was pregnant and my IRL life was getting in the way, and I apologize. Like, she can play that game, and I think Keem is gonna bite because Keem is, like, at the end of the day, is a nice guy. Sweet Tea has a loyal fan base here. I don't know why she's throwing this away. Like, she's throwing away money that is coming in consistently. Sure, right now this might be nice because she got some extra money, but in the long term, she's fucking herself beyond belief. She's not only burning a bridge with, like, a man that, like, really switched up her entire life, because as far as I know, Sweet Tea wasn't exactly living the best before the LCU, and Keemstar gave her an opportunity where she was making a fuckload of money, probably more money than she's ever laid eyes on in her entire life. So I don't really get this entire situation. I get it. You get the money. You want the money. You might even get that dopamine rush, and you're like, "Oh, I made this much. I didn't even realize I made this much."
Well, I mentioned in I think it was in a VC today too. We've seen in the past, and there's actually even like documentaries and things on it. Anyone, and I've actually had a specific situation in my life. Anyone that like has won the lottery or gotten large lump sums of money from inheritance or things like that. Especially if they've started out, far less well-to-do, you don't know what you don't know. for first thing. So like if you've always been living, you know, where it's just like, here's what's coming in, I'm going to spend it all. Here's what's coming, or you have to spend it all. I've been very fortunate in a large portion of my life, like up until I think 22, 23, I was always working for free everywhere. Like I didn't really earn much for money besides like side hustle stuff. But like the majority of my work, I've been working since I was 7 or 8, but it was always just, you're working because you're here. You know, it was both on my family farm. It was where my father had worked. I'd helped with him. I was working for free and then just doing stuff on the side for side money to spend for stuff. But after that, I got a job that made very good money, but I always knew how to manage money well because I was able to do it and I was working for it in that way. But, you know, my aunt, for example, she's passed away now. She never did. She was the youngest child, so she always got everything else. Then when she moved to New Orleans, my mom moved with her shortly after, and my mom was paying for her stuff. Like she was someone that always was just kind of collecting. So when my grandfather passed and there was a large inheritance, she was already borrowing against it before it even came. She blew through like, I'm going to say it was middle six, like not middle, but like lower 6 figures of money in a couple years, and then was borrowing yet again. So she blew through something that she hadn't seen in a decade of earnings in 2 years, and then was worse off for it. So,
well, yeah, I mean, why do you think you see so many of these horror stories about people that win the lottery and make millions of dollars? You know, people come out of the woodworks when you get that kind of money. And, you know, you don't see that money disappearing because, you know, in your brain, you're like, that's such a big lump sum. No way it's going to decrease. And, you know, at first you have maybe 90,000 and then you have 80, then 70, then 60. Then at 50, you're like, oh, 50 is still a really crazy number. I can keep up my lifestyle. Then you're at 40, 30, 20, 10. And then out of nowhere, you're like, oh, at least I'm still I still have over 10K in my bank account. And then after that, you soon find yourself back and you're in a shitty situation. If you don't learn how to manage money, it doesn't matter. And, you know, it's also about lifestyle. Sweet Tea might have gotten invested in a lifestyle that this universe brought to her that she wasn't like really gotten before. You know, people get used to their lifestyles and they want to keep it in. My dad always told me, you know, if I'm making $100,000 or $200,000 and I'm only spending $100,000 and you're making $1 million and you're spending $1.2 million a year, who's making more money?
Right. You might have some things, but let's be honest. I mean, I know a bunch of people that are making over 100K that live not very well and they have nothing to show for it because they're blowing it on things. I mean, this is going to be a small example, but you know, the 2 nights ago, it's not a crazy expensive thing, but we built a Lego. This is a Lego Game Boy here.
Yep.
That I bought. Like, you know, it was like a $50 thing, right? Like, is it a toy at the end of the day? Cool. In our VC,
yeah,
we built the Lego.
I have no idea about toys.
Yeah, like we built the Lego Game Boy, but like I splurged on it. It was a really cool kit that we did. It's got like little Lego games. This is all Lego, the whole thing. You know, it was like, I don't know, $60 or something, right? But on a whim, I was like, fuck it. I haven't built a Lego kit in forever. So, you know, we built that in the VC last night. Like I wasn't doing it for a goal or anything. I just wanted to do something fun. I make, you know, decent money, so I could afford to do it. I also, at some point, we're going to crack some of these, the Ninja Turtles collector booster. This is not a cheap box. This is a collector booster, not a play booster.
Like, I might start getting some One Piece.
Like
I might start busting.
Yeah, like I splurged on things, and then, you know, do I make enough money to cover it? 100%. But at the same time, if I'm just dropping money on shit like that every week that are kind of toys and motorcycles, trust me, I've spent a lot of money on motorcycles, but I'm always like, okay, I've spent a little bit, time to save for a while. And when you have that mentality of spend everything you earn, and then you start earning a bunch more, that gets scary quick, because if you don't stop the minute that you stop earning, which you almost never will do, you are going to be in the hole, and you're going to have to start selling that stuff for pennies on the dollar to make up for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, like the fact of the matter is, Sweet Tea, you might have gotten away with, like you might leave. Keemstar might not make a big fuss, but Keemstar's gonna remember. And when that money dries up and you come back, coming begging for your spot, you know what Keem's gonna do? Keem's gonna say, "I think you deserve to remember what it was like when you were on Tech Talk, when you were first starting out on a new show. He might even put her on a show that's not even monetized because she does have a pull. People are going to come watch her. He might put her on a show where she has to sit there and she has to build up a new show from scratch because she needs to really understand that the money she's getting from the universe, point blank, she was on Buzz, she was on Live. Even Boogie was shitting on Alpha and how much they make, but like they still did pretty well. They're doing pretty fucking well there on Alpha too. So Sweet Tea's doing her moves, she's making good money, and at the same time, I just don't even understand how you could low key rob one of your co-hosts. This is low key theft. This is what this is. It's theft. It's like can we not sweep or not stand on it? It's fucking theft. Like this is crazy. Bro, like if this happened to me and I like with my job and I found out someone was fucking stealing from me and I come to them and I'm like, hey, what's going on? Oh, I accidentally did this and you got the money. At the end of the day, you as an employee, there's a certain level of trust that is being put with you and your boss, whoever that may be in any situation. And when that trust is broken, people aren't really people don't fuck with that. And I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter if Keemstar lets her back in. She, Sweet Tea has been building, like I was saying earlier, her rep. She's been building her rep in the LCU for a long while. And this is really just punching it down because, she's not only just fucking herself out of a consistent paycheck, she just fucked Phantom, who has built his entire show now around Sweet Tea and has an entire audience of people that know him and watch him because they want to see what he has to say about the girl role drama and the Sweet Tea and what Sweet Tea has to say. This is not just fucking yourself; you are fucking your co-host, and that is a horrible thing to do. That I don't get it, Sweet Tea. You came up here. We have fun with you. We get it. Phantom's been late and you popped up here and it helped our show. We appreciate you for that. But at the same time, you really need to understand that at the end of the day, this is a job. You are representing a company, and things are gonna come out. This isn't a thing where you're working at a normal fucking 9-to-5 job where your manager pulls you up in the background and is like, "Hey, I heard you've been slipping 20s from the register. We need to talk about this. Oh, you're fired." It's not one of those. Keemstar is going to make content out of it. You want to play bullshit? It's going to fucking come back and it's going to be slapped right back into your fucking face. And it's going to suck.
Yeah. And make no mistake, here's the other part. You mentioned Gore World. I would say a large portion of them. Now, I don't pretend to exist in that world too much, but I feel like she was getting a lot of love from a lot of the what I'd call detractor channels or channels that cover her because she's got a great personality. Right, she's fun. She's got weird stuff with her burn book that she was doing. There was I think a role on one of the shows today where they were kind of joking about how Sweet Tea kind of discovered her love of man butt out of the side, just fun things that come out of her head where she's just joking around and fun. And her brain works in very interesting ways. And that is a fun bit of the LCU where, it's very rare for someone like that to exist in a world that's a lot of times more serious or drama oriented. Yeah, she'll have dramas, but at the end of the day, she's very fun and witty. And if you got all these girl world people that liked you and fucked with you, but then there's something for them to sink those claws into, they just might. And it's not like you get to disappear from here and show up somewhere else and be like, "Oh, hey guys, I'm on this show now. I'm just going to do this." They might chase your ass down. And I'm not saying that's right. As a matter of fact, it's fucked up. And we're going to talk about something with that a little bit later. But yeah, you just gotten a giant community that has mostly been 100% support for you because you've earned it. I would say she's earned that up till now.
She has,
and she still can keep it.
And she's gotten it from since Copper Cab. She went on that stream with him, and he really showed what Sweet Tea could be in the universe. He made her funny. At the end, if you really recall, before she went with Copper, the chats were always "Fire Sweet Tea, Sweet Tea. Why were you late?" When Keem called you up on one of his announcements, that was happening all the time. Sweet Tea was not liked. She got put in a situation where Keem kept giving her chance after chance, and I'm surprised she could do this to the one person that believed that in her. There were times since she was here that people were like, "Fire Sweet Tea, Sweet Tea's Sweet Tea's a waste of space here," and Keem was like, "No, guys, she's built with content.
Yeah, no, she's content for sure."
She's content. She's content. And, it is. And, I mean, it just really does suck because she's throwing up this opportunity away. And at the end of the day, like, I know Keem is a reasonable guy. Do you really think that whatever extra couple $1,000 means that much to him? It's about principle. And I would be the same fucking way. It's not really about the money. It's about principle. You got this money that did not belong to you. Give it back to who it belongs to. There is no reason if I have $1 million just sitting in my bank account that I could give away and I'm running a business, there is no reason that I should come out of pocket because I have money. That's not how it works. That's not how the world works.
Not at all. And like, I understand if she didn't want to send it directly to Glammy, because there could be a world where there's less of a record, right? Like, the only record you're going to have if you're sending it directly to Glammy is just like, oh, I've got this thing in my phone. And if taxes come, like, that gets messy. But just send it back to Keem. That's the easiest way. Boom, send it back to Keem. Okay, here's the record. Keem's got a business. He keeps track of it. Like, that's the way I would do it personally. I wouldn't do the side sending thing. To me, I have a whole file cabinet in the back corner here that I have every pay stub I've ever had and everything. I would very much just send it back to Keem, but like, just send it back. And honestly, if it happens tomorrow, you could be like, all right, sweet tea, you kind of fucked around. But I think if she sent it tomorrow and was just like, hey, I got nervous. Like, I have this baby coming up. I haven't seen this kind of money in a check before. Yeah. People would fuck with her and like, she'd have to take some kind of, responsibility for it, but you could still show up tomorrow and just be like, no, I got nervous. I fucked up. And that would be the end of it.
And she could have also told Keem, like, if it's a situation where she didn't understand that she got that much money, she doesn't know, like, it's her situation where she doesn't understand that shit, and she spent it, be upfront, take accountability for it, say, oh, I'm sorry, Keem, I really didn't realize that money wasn't for me, and I used it for other fucking things. Be open about that. Say your shit. Say it how it is. People will respect you for that, and I bet Keem wouldn't have even brought this to light. He probably would have been like, okay, we'll put you on some kind of payment plan where we take a little bit out your checks for the next couple of months so you can still live. I think that's what I would have done, and I bet that's what Keem would have done. He's a reasonable guy. He's not just going to shit on you.
He's used to deal with the locals. Like, let's be honest. He has Boogie,
he's used to this,
who has done, crypto coin silliness, who has, quit, who's, got all these things that are fucked up. He's had money issues in the past where he's had a bunch of money and then no money. I mean, to the point that Keem was like, fuck it, I'll buy your house, and when you die, it's going to become a museum. Like, Keem is willing to do some interesting deals if you're worth being here.
I'm gonna pull up this kind of on the spot,
and I've got a poll in the chat as well of, is sweet tea cooked, that's running, because we want to hear your opinions. I'm sure I think I know what you guys are thinking at the moment. But you never know. She might receive some grace from you guys. So I'm curious. I'm running the poll right now on, is sweet tea cooked?
You can go ahead. Yep. I do want to play, since we talked about it, and I want to kind of just reiterate it and see if we missed anything. I want to play the sweet tea's little a departure announcement today.
Go ahead.
Are you ready? All right.
Or not?
Well, I hear last night that Keemstar sent me extra money. Okay. I've been trying to get paid for what I did on live in November for a long time. So I'm like, could it be the live money? Anyway. So after our short discussion, he goes and rampages all over the internet, all over on Bus, all over everywhere else. I haven't seen it. But talking about how I'm robbed him of money, right? When he sent me the money, right? I don't understand why his company couldn't get it back. At least I got the fucking money that I was owed from live. That's all I can say about it. And was this check supposed to be for July or January?
Yes. Yes, this is the January check. Well, wait.
The 20.
I will say this, sweet tea. When you start making your own rules, and you're like,
I'm back.
You're good. When you start making your own rules and you're like just saying kind of, hey, can this be the live money you owe me? That's not how it works. And you're also kind of playing game with like your boss in like in a kind of dangerous fucking way. Like, you're basically saying, hey, can I keep the money because it's live? And there's another person in the fucking group chat sitting there with you who's like, hey, that's my money. I kind of got nothing. You at least got paid for some of for the work you have done that you were supposed to be paid this month. I haven't. I don't know how you as a human being can stare that person in the chat, in the eye, on a call, whatever it was, and say, I'm not going to give you your money. I don't know how you can do that as a human being.
And I mean, the other half of this too is I can't remember if it was in live or one of the other shows today. Keem was like, all right, Sweet Tea, you want to do the exact math? How about for the few days that you were switched over to Alpha instead of being on Bus, because he just did it, month to month, boom, boom, bus. He was like, all right, you want to do that? Like, there'll be a deduction, if anything, right? Because let's be honest, there's going to be a difference just naturally. And he was like, if you want me to start doing day-to-day math. So, yeah, at this point, I'd say I know that not everyone's going to forgive her. And, I'm looking at the poll right now. I think it's quite clear. We're still getting votes in, but it's pretty clear that a lot of people are saying she's cooked. I do think, like I said, if tomorrow she just goes, oh, fuck, like, I'm a dumbass, and gives the money back, apologizes, like, there's still going to be people that are pissed, and she's going to have to eat that for a little bit, but she would be able to, I would say, come back from this, because I do think there's enough people that understand, or maybe don't understand, but at least willing to accept that she's like, she has some issues when it comes to money before this. She got nervous. And like I said, she won't get off the hook from it. But I think that if she gives it back tomorrow, that's a way better look than just either running with it or trying to do it in a few days after. I think tomorrow's like the drop dead date where everyone got to talk about it. And she could just be like, oh, after I heard everyone's like, oh, I'm a fucking idiot. Tomorrow morning is kind of your last bit to be here and not eat shit on it entirely.
Like Sweetie, you're here still. Like, if you have the money, say, like, come out, say, I'm gonna go to Keem, I'm gonna send it back to Glammy, send it to Glammy. He told you you're not being taxed on it, whatever you were worried about. That's not how it works, Sweetie. You'll be fine. Like, come back, do it. You are giving up the opportunity of a lifetime that you've been given. You might have gotten used to it. But like I'm saying, once this money dries up, it might have been a big check because you got the bus money and some extra money on the side. That's not yours. But at the end of the day, yeah, sure, that could last you a little bit, maybe a few months. But you're going to come back in here and you're going to come back one day and you're going to look like a fucking snail that crawled back up and is asking for a goddamn second chance. And, Key might be nice enough to give it to you, but I don't think he's going to be so nice to you and give you prime time or push you and promote you as much as he has. And you've already heard the way the audience looks at you now. People are looking at you in a brand new light. We have people in our chat calling her a thief. Like, that's not a good title to have on your name.
Yeah, 100%. Now, one thing I do want to bring up, because we are getting towards the end of the show, is currently right now there is a it's a lunar eclipse, but it's going to probably look more like a blood moon that is coming up, at least for myself, to be at its maximum. So, Ultra, I didn't know if you had something specific that you wanted to talk about for just a minute or two, but I was going to run outside and see if I can snap a picture of it, because I have not gotten to see it. It is coming up at its maximum at the moment. So that does not mean that it's going to be totally eclipsed, but it is going to be, like I said, quite a bit darkened and like a blood moon from what it is. I don't know if I have a clear enough sky, but that was one thing that I was, I wanted to share with everyone else. So,
right.
In the New York area, it's going to be coming up pretty soon. Obviously, the end of our show is going to be 6 o'clock. I believe that the total is at 6:30, but I was going to see if I could snap a picture because Iced Coffee Girl got one earlier on where it was still like just starting. But it basically just looks like the moon. But it's going to be doing that. So I didn't know if you had something for just like 2 minutes where I could snap the picture.
So no, you're good. So let me run the end of this, and then I'm gonna go on a little vent about the whole situation. And while I'm doing it, go ahead and take your photo, bro.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is just leave it so that it's 50. So I'm gonna leave it 50-50. So it's gonna be clipping you just so that if it ends before I get back real quick, it's not just like...
No, it's going to take 10 seconds. I skipped to the end of it. So I'm going to take the clip off entirely. Can you just wait? Like, let me run the clip and then I'm going to unshare the screen. Yep.
Whatever they got to do.
So you would rather end up in a hole to make it right for Glammy than to
I didn't ask for this.
Okay.
If Keem wants to make it right for Glammy, go the fuck ahead. It's like $1,000. And if it was supposed to be January, I was owed some from fucking Alpha that I didn't get paid either.
So you're just going to take somebody else's paycheck and say it's not.
I just wanted to tell the audience that I really appreciated being here. I appreciated all the support. I can't do this anymore. It was lovely knowing you guys. Peace.
Are you?
All right. So there we go. Go ahead, Sour. Go get your clip.
It's so sad to see. And maybe because, she thinks that like after the pregnancy, she's not going to be able to do this. Like it is a stressful environment. Yeah, it's sad to see. I do hope she comes back, but I get why everyone's mad right now. I'm kind of upset as well.
I'll talk to the chat about it. I'll go on my little event. You can full screen me if you'd like. Go get your photo.
Yep, I'm going to grab a photo quick. If it's a nothing burger, I'll be right back. Either way, I'll be right back.
Sounds good. All right. So yeah, there we have it, guys. Sweet Tea is out of here. She did her little get out speech. She quit. She's gone. It's like Sour Power said, it's a really shitty situation. I think she's throwing away a really good opportunity. I think that if she has any problems, she could have just fucking talked to Keem. I think Keem would have been more than supportive of her. I just went outside and the fleet of 8 military helicopters flying over my house. Well, hopefully they clear up quick so you can try and catch this lunar eclipse. But yeah, fucking Sweet Tea's fucking gone. I don't even know what to say, bro. I'm pretty fucking speechless. I've said what I've had to say. She's fucked that shit up continuously now. Like, this has gotten to a point where I don't even think it's worth it to keep her here, man. Like Keem shouldn't have to fucking be playing with this shit. This is like little fucking petty problems that shouldn't exist. And I was under the impression that it was more than that. So if Sweet Tea's telling the truth that it's only $1,000 fucking bucks, that just kind of goes more on her. Because then why the fuck did she not send that money back, bro? You're telling me $1,000? You got a bust paycheck. I know that shit was fat. I know you got that money, Sweet Tea. I know you got it. So why the fuck are you that petty over that much money if that's what it is? It really isn't. All right. Were you able to get one?
No, there's a big black cloud exactly where it is, of course. But you guys, I would say after our show today, go outside and check out the moon. Check out the schedule for the eclipse. Because you guys might be able to see it where I can't. There's a perfectly big black cloud right where the... Of course.
Keem said it was 2.4K. Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yes, yeah. Well, because Boogie almost said it because he was like, "Oh, if you're getting to it, hey."
Jester's run the night, okay.
Yeah, we're running the comic.
Ski comic for another day. If there's not enough time? ? Great show. Oh, that puts us $6 away from the comic. And guys, if we hit
we're at 54. It's enough, right? That was 30, not 20.
What? Oh,
it was 30, not 20.
Oh shit! It was. Hey, we hit it. Hell yeah! Thank you, Ski. Sorry, right, bad math. I just got back inside. Wait. My eyes were readjusting here. Oh, hell yeah!
Are we ready? Are you ready? Let's run through the comic and then we can finish up.
Is there enough time for it so that we got it?
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's not that long.
All right. Thank you again, Ski, for finishing out the goal.
So we stopped over when it was 20 minutes later. Now let's get back to it. The next panel is... I'm not used to having to talk this much. Usually I just react to Ultra yelling. He admitted it. He's tried already. Bro lasted 20 minutes. Carry the show, dance, read the terms of service, recite the Constitution. What the fuck? Okay. All right. And then the next one is just the close-up of Sour's reaction to realizing he doesn't have Ultra. I know you love me, Sour. know you love Sour. Sour, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm letting you run through your comic. This is your comic. I haven't seen it before.
Are you enjoying it?
I let you take the show today because we didn't do a different type of show. So I'm just letting you run this comic now.
How the fuck do we have 1,500 watching us live right now? Iced Coffee Girl, did you bot our stream?
Carry the show, dance, read terms.
Wait, are these viewers even real or am I losing my mind?
Real.
Steak pops up. Don't worry, bro. We all have our first time.
Steak is so excited on this.
Oh my god, it's the Meat Man. Is this really what it's like to be you? I can't tell if we got hit with bots or not. What's fake? What's real?
The Vans.
Steak. Wake up, 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 wake up. Sour woke up in his bed, and it's March 14th. He's chilling. He still has 2 days, or a day, I guess, until Ultra goes to Texas. Thank goodness I have one more day. The end. There you go, guys. There's the comic. I hope you enjoyed. Sour, what did you think of it?
Let's go back a handful of frames on this.
On what? Yeah, I know I fucked it up.
No, go back. Go start from the beginning again. Let's go back on this a little bit. Yeah.
Let's go.
Forward. No. Hey, where are you skipping past? No. You know where you're skipping past right now. Usually just react to Ultra yelling. Really? Ultra, do you want me to react to other things?
God damn it,
Do you want me to react to other things, Ultra?
It's just a joke, Sour.
Do you want me to react to your yelling for real?
Okay, Sour, go ahead.
I let you run your show that you ran today instead of running the show that I was going to run today. Because I was being a nice boy.
What show did you want to run today, Sour? What show did you want to run today? You want to talk about it?
Yeah, I was going to make you a little bit of a homeless boy today.
You have no power to fire me, Sour Power.
I didn't say I was going to fire you. I said I was going to make you a homeless boy. That was going to be my idea for today. I was going to be a shop owner and you were going to be a homeless boy. And we were going to run a shop together today.
Nah, I think the show turned out very well. And we got to see Sour Power like this. Look at him. We're going to have more comics in the future.
We're not going to address it. Okay. We're not going to address it. Fair enough. It is what it is. I gave you the opportunity to run your show today, and you decided to run your show. All right. I see how it is. It? No love.
What do you? Oh, come
Interesting.
on.
Interesting.
Come on. You know it was all fun and games, Sour. You little bar by my comment.
I gave you your chance, and you used the end of it to dunk on me for a goal.
I didn't dunk on you at all. It was just a funny comic. You can make one for tomorrow if you'd like.
You don't want me making comics. You see what happens when I make content towards someone. Iceman got kicked right in the dick. You don't want me making content for you. But maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I will. This might be
comic. The fuck off.
This might be the inspiration that I need to make something fun again, Ultra. Jeez, you want the good boy or you want the content boy?
I'll take the heat. If you want to make a comic, you know we can have a comic war. You make a comic, we set a goal, and I make another comic, and we just make an entire new lore and universe off of that. Now, let's do it. I don't give a fuck.
Now, Jartar Scar in the comments says, "I'm looking at the moon. I don't see anything crazy." Now, Jartar, depending on where you are, it may not be showing up as much. Ice Coffee Girl, damn, WTF, Rip Ultra, not impressed.
She's mad.
Ice Coffee Girl got dunked on too. You're going to dunk on our pig as well.
I didn't dunk on Ice Coffee. That was funny.
And she's coming across. Okay. She's coming across the screen right now. So, Ultra, you can't see it in the Discord side, but on our show, I actually have our members, pay pigs, and our crowns scrolling across the top. So, guys, if or when you become our members, I will add you to that list.
Coffee Girl. It was just a joke. I'm sorry. I will
add to that list as it goes. And then we just did, like I said, the Lego build. And it was just a straight up in the VC thing, did the build. So it actually has the little scrolly thing. We built them. This kit, I got to say this is not just a normal snap together kit. The way that this goes together is really cool. I recorded it. I'm going to try editing it so it's sped up. I'm going to remove all the audio, obviously, of the VC and just make it like a silent one, or maybe with some custom music or something of this build that I'm going to put as the members only goal of just the exact build itself. So I did record like just the video part of the build of this. So I'm going to put that up as a members only in a day or two. I have another kit, a PD Piranha kit that, we might do I might do on a VC next weekend. Or if you guys are interested in these, I might crack a few packs.
I looked, the moon is red with a silver of white. Oh shit. Okay. Michelle's already got it up there.
Okay. Red with a silver white. And Michelle, if you have the picture and you want to like tag me in main with it, if you're in the Discord, feel free for sure. But yeah, so I have the video portion of me putting it together. Hopefully it came out well enough. It's just a shot of the table of me putting it together. So I will try editing that together and speeding it up, and you guys can check that out on the members only side. It's not done yet.
Oh, fire.
Yeah. I'm hoping I get the whole thing. I haven't reviewed it yet, but yeah.
Yeah, we do need some more members only content. It's gonna be fun. I want to say thank you, Ski. You are the absolute MVP of tonight. As well as Rocky, we appreciate your donations, and everyone in chat that came out and showed love to Jester. We appreciate it so fucking much. And I'm not gonna lie, Sour, I haven't made you play this song in a minute, but I do need one right now.
Okay.
So, hit it. You know what song to play. I need a blinker, buddy.
This was the Ultra show today, so Ultra's getting his blinker reward for his show today. Let's go.
Yeah. Ultra clock ticking, gotta hit the grind. Diamond District dreams all up in his mind. Woke up early, suit and tie on tight. Coffee in hand, city buzzing bright. Check this watch, said I can't be late. Took one little puff, now he's feeling great. Ultra was about to work in the Diamond District, but he got too high, yeah, the plan got twisted. Floating through the streets, head up in the sky. Ultra was about to work, but he got too high. But he got too high. Deals on the table, money stacked tall. He's drifting in clouds, can't focus at all. Boss blowing up his phone. Where you at, my guy? Ultra just last, man, I got you. Ultra was about to work, but he got too high. Next time he swears he'll stick to the plan. But today's all last. Ultra got too high. Yeah, Ultra got too high.
Thank you, Southern, for being our crowd.
Yeah.
Whoa, what was that?
That was a Boblax drop that I had for a future thing. I'll play it. I accidentally hit it when I ended the song, but this is an old school Boblax drop. That was a classic. I had to add it onto the soundboard. I just accidentally dunked it. We are now redirecting to Locale Fluff. But I'm just checking that I'm getting the right one because they've got two of them scheduled. So let's see. So it is Foxy Hates Poor People, Sweet Tea Gown. Let me just get it locked in here real quick. Save. I'm going to pull it up and mute it so that I don't start playing it. But I will pull up on the side chat here. Share screen with you real quick. Sorry about that. I was making sure I got the redirect in because there were two available and I didn't want to hit the wrong one. Boom. So yeah, upcoming here in just a couple minutes, Foxy Hates Poor People, Sweet Tea Gown. So there is Snow Goth. I finally remember the name. I always remember it starts with an S, but you've got Snow Goth, Foxy Mama, and Bad with Names.
That looks nothing like Bad Girl.
Wait, that's supposed to be Batgirl?
Is it? It is
supposed to be Batgirl. That does not look like Batgirl.
I mean, to be fair, Snow Goth doesn't look like Snow Goth either.
Yeah, I mean, he's got his beard.
Foxy Mama.
He's got his extra glasses. Okay, so it's the three of them, yes. So So yeah,
Nah, it's cool though.
So these
You can't
guys
really
are going
shit
to
on
be
thumbnails.
doing their show. Yeah, sometimes doing the thumbnails is a whole adventure on his own. As Ultra learned, Ultra did the thumbnail for today. So
I've done thumbnails before, you piece of shit. The fuck is you on about? It wasn't the first thumbnail I made.
I didn't say it was the
for
first
Jester.
thumbnail. I was just saying you.
So why you keep coming after? What? So why the fuck do you think like a? You're making me lose my mind.
It's one of your first. It's one of your first ones for the show, is it not?
No, I've cooked up quite a few.
Okay.
I could put them. Bro.
Okay.
On, bro.
I'm just saying it's not the normal thing you do, right? We're splitting responsibilities. You've got things you do and things you do. I was trying to keep conversation for it while we're waiting for them to go live. Ultra. That's what I was trying to do.
Good. I know.
You made your comic
and
surprise flashback shit on me. I was going to surprise flashback shit on you for the thumbnail today.
I was trying to show you it before the stream, motherfucker, and I literally asked, do you like this? Do you find it funny? And then we had to go live because we ran out of time. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do?
And Michelle Lopez says, I love the sound bites. And Coffee Girl says, you started it. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I only have the small soundboard on my Rodecaster Duo, but I do have... I've got this guy, which I haven't even looked into how to integrate it yet because I don't think that actually saves them on here. I believe this is just the MIDI device, so I will have to use a different application, but we can have a thing where I can even create some random beats on the side. I'm going to be terrible at it because I am not a musician, but that being said, it is going to help with being soundboard stuff in the future because I keep buying silly stuff for this because I love gadgets. I'm a fucking nerd.
All right, we're about to have the wonderful Local Fluff start up their stream soon. Sour, what did you think of today's show?
It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. There was a lot of stuff to talk about today. Guys, I've actually in the docket have a new little segment that I'm building up of weird animal things because we said we were going to do that. So I'm trying to get that as a little segment to arrange. That being said, if you guys, they are going live right now. So that being said, if you guys have an application that you use to take like pictures and turn them in the video that doesn't make them all fucked up, please let me know in the chat or tag me in the Discord because every one I've tried sucks and makes it like a crazy nightmare fuel. So let me know in the Discord if you are membered up. If not, get membered up and boost your band world into a cash cow and get in there and talk with us. We're going to be doing another Lego kit or cracking packs in this next weekend. All right, we're going to be sending you Local Fluff. Thank you, guys. We're going to play you out.
Look out, look out, look out, look out, yeah. Hey, look out, look out, look out, look out, look out, yeah. Jester.
And we just dropped Kick.
Brand new show, yeah, we test ya. Step in the ring, it's a laugh off fight. Cap with the
We're sending you over to Local Fluff right now. Go tell them that you were a Jester getting over there. Thank you guys so much for being here with us.